Okay guys, so it is an education lesson basically. So all lessons are held obviously within 7, and what we're going to do is look around the manifestation of how, whys, whats and whens and what happened, and I'm going to give you general aspects of what it is that I run from when I don't want what it is, what I get later on within the manifestation time that it takes to actually get something. Because all these are going to represent to metaphysical time. Okay, metaphysical time. And by the time it is that it gets here, I get impatient and then I leave before I get it. And then when I do get it, it's not what I wanted. And why is it that when you manifest, it can take up to, like I feel, about 2 months, 2 months to 3 month time period of something to come into fruition that you start to manifest, right? That you start to manifest because you manifest from desire. But when you desire things is normally when you are going through these kind of moments in your life, is when you desire more for your life, and that you end up leaving certain circumstances in your life when you're in bad relationships, when you have a lot of karmic energy around you, when you're fighting with family, when you're fighting at the home, and you just really just want to be left alone, and you're trying to avoid everybody in life, and you're like, you know what, I just want to avoid it, I just do not want to talk to you at this time, blah blah blah. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning. How is everybody? So I'm going to do a lesson here on manifestation and hows, whats, whys, whens, and what doesn't work and what does work and why does that not work. Okay. So what we're going to do is start from ground zero of the tower. Okay. Now I don't want to go too much over to the numerology part of where I was telling you to follow numbers, because it's not really about numerology. It's really about the numbering. So you can find all those videos below when it comes to earth, air, the 4 elements of life and the elements of numerology and why and hows. Okay, so again we're going to look at the house for a start. Okay, 1 in 7. Okay, so between your first house of waking up and also the 7th house of what it is that you get in your relationships and in your factors of house, home, job, work, the description of basically of Taurus energies, of what we all want is a stable foundation in life to be able to reside in, to be able to live, pay mortgages, house, relationship, marriages, white picket fences, the belief that that is what we want, but we don't want. When we get there and we have it, we realise of all the bills that need paying, all the arguments that go in around the tension that it takes to squeeze things in and live with people, and then we deal with all of the other energies of people that live within the tower also. Okay, and then we go through aggression within our cycle. We wake up in the morning, we have some breakfast, we look at Frida and we pretty much say, Jesus, man, y'all look rough, right? So you get up and you think, oh, I really don't want to talk to anyone this morning. I just kind of want to get up, go into the kitchen and pretty much kind of just get my breakfast and go back into isolation and pretty much thought out all my auras and everything else, all that kind of stuff, right? So we start at the tower. But normally when we start to manifest in life, it's normally when we're going through things that we don't actually want. Because that's when we decide to actually leave, because we actually desire more. But we mess up these manifestations through our time, because when we get there, we realise that what is actually behind us is something that happened of what we wanted from the past. And we left before the manifestation actually came true. Okay. So in order for me to give you a good analogy of how this works, I am pretty much going to have to divulge into my own life and tell you things that have been happening to me just recently. This is no blame, no kind of stuff like that. It's just kind of me giving you lessons and then telling you about my own story and my own life of why it is that you can leave and end up realising that you've got nothing, and then that everything is actually happening behind you. But then what it is that you leave behind is really for a purpose of a reason, because it wasn't suiting you at the time, at the past. When you leave circumstances at the past as they are because they're not suiting you for your highest good, normally by the time you go through a month to 2 month to 3 month cycle, you realise that everything that you wanted back then is now happening here, but you left before it started to happen. Now why these happen is because when you're here is normally when you're going through a lot of conflict within a soul group lesson, definitely within relationship. Okay, so for a start, if what we look at is the T-square of the actual relationship itself, if you're in one, okay, because we don't really want to talk metaphysical at the time. So, for instance, 2 months ago, say 2 or 3 months ago, okay, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I was in a very, 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 very backwards and forwards, in and out relationship with a certain person. Okay, no tea, no shade, no blame if you're watching, it doesn't matter, we're just going over a lesson. Okay, but 2 or 3 months ago, I was in a situation of a relationship that really didn't turn out. And because I am a Piscean that represents the trine of 3 of water, of a karmic lesson of 3, you go through these energies, you see, because you can also look at your numerology, the numbering. It doesn't matter. Life path number 7 for me, okay. For the other person, life path number 5, okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pisces, 12, 3, the great karmic lesson. So what does that represent? 3. 7 and 5 is 3. Drama, triangle, okay. So the representation of what I was going through in life. At that time here, presently in that situation 2 or 3 months ago, I was going through a tower moment, through a breakup, through getting back together, through a breakup, through the Great British Bake Off. Okay, in, out, shake it all about, backwards, forwards. I don't want to be here. No, well, I don't, I do, I don't, blah, blah, blah. Arguing, splitting up, breaking up, tower moment. Okay, that's not what I want. I really don't want to be around. Please, will you stop controlling me, trying to tell me that I need to spend every single moment of the day with you, talking to you on the phone, and then when I do and I give you what you want, I can't give you enough, and then when I want some time on my own and I actually really want to leave and I just want to kind of do a man thing and look at my music and concentrate on my channel and everything else and so on and so forth, now you want me when I actually don't want you. I actually just really want to think about myself. So during these times in an argument of a relationship, when you're manifesting presently for what you want in the future, but when you get it in the future, you actually don't want it. And this is going to be everything that happens in the future, of where you end up in the future. When you leave somewhere, you end up manifesting over this period of time from here, okay? And then from here, you go over to here, and the same thing happens, and then you wonder and think, well, why the hell is it that nobody now is around me and I have no friends and no one to really confide in, where I actually seem to be alone, and now I actually don't want to be alone? Right? The better the devil you know, my son. Right? So during the times I was in this kind of state, there was a lot of breaking up and there was a lot of arguing and there was a lot of controlling each other and really not getting on and not on the same ticket and not on the same wavelength. When I was wanted, I wasn't wanted, and then I was, and then when I, so on and so forth, backwards and forwards. So during those times, presently in this, I also took other aspects on in my life. Like, for instance, I joined a gym, okay, but it was a private gym, and it wasn't actually like an establishment. It was at where there was a load of people there, and it was requiring me to actually drive. Probably, I would say, drive. You see, life path 7. Don't get bored, because there's going to be an outcome towards this, okay? This is really me just kind of like giving you some aspirations of what it would be like in the future for you, when we can go into the last segment that's going to be telling you how we can work from these energies to go towards better times, okay? So during this time, I was travelling a lot from where I live here. All right, Steve, yeah, bruv, get in your car. Over to here, okay, which is about 30 minutes away, 25 to 30 minutes away, to go towards the gymnasium and stuff like that, where it's all personal training, okay. There was a soul group lesson that kind of like started to show me here, where there could have been like a lot of laddish behaviour, a lot of arguments, kind of, not arguments, but it was a long way for me to travel, just put it that way, okay. It was a long way for me to go, and I started to think to myself, you know what, this is a really hell of a lot of stuff for me to carry. So I have to do my work, I have to do this channel, I have to do my music. I'm going through a breakup and then getting back together with my girlfriend. I'm breaking up, splitting up, breaking up, splitting up. I really need something else in my life to focus on. So what I will do is join the gymnasium of where it was that I was kind of going 30 minutes away. So I was travelling 30 minutes from here. But that started at a time of around 7 o'clock at night. 7 o'clock PM is pretty much when that started, okay? So for me to travel 35 minutes over towards here at night is normally when I would be thinking, Steve, because this is the manifesting program of thinking presently in this time, okay? So my process of manifesting at that time was, Steve, okay, you've got a job, you've been working all day, blah, blah, blah. At 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock time, when this starts at 7, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock is normally when I start to cook. I start to cook my tea and everything else, and I start to think, right, I've got to put out certain things for YouTube because everybody wants their reading done, and I am under a contract of Patron, and I have to make sure I've got certain readings done for the day so I can put it out around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock time, and then I can cook my tea, sit down, and then talk to everybody in the chat window, right? So that was my process of manifesting things, what is happening to me now. Okay, so back then I was thinking, you know what, after a while this is really good, but what I am only really going for is really just for a social outlet, really, is basically just to see the people that I know, have a little bit of a chat, so on and so forth. But really me travelling like 30 minutes over there, I was thinking about how much that's costing me in petrol, okay, gas or whatever you call it, how much that was costing me in petrol, how much that was actually costing me at the gym, blah, blah, blah. And I was only really kind of going for that need that my soul wanted of some kind of like human interaction with people because of the amount of isolation that my job takes. Okay, so I travel over to here, but then after a certain period of time, I actually realised that that's not quite what I want, because the burden of work and money and stress and the price of gas and stuff like that was coming quite a lot, when I thought, you know what, Steve, at this time, you actually, like, you have a gymnasium that is 2 minutes walk up the road. All you really have to do is go out if you're in a car, you get there within seconds. If you walk, you're in there like 2 minutes. So I was kind of thinking at the time here, I was like, you know what, I was going through all of this backwards and forwards, actually projecting out blame of also talking to these people that I was at the gym with. You're right, Steve, how you getting on? Yeah, brilliant. Oh no, what's going on? Oh no, oh, I'm arguing again, and we're going through this cycle again, and all of this has happened. And like you do with friends, you talk to your friends, you project out all of this energy towards those, and you start talking to them about all the devastation that you're actually manifesting at this time. Okay, at this time is when you're manifesting. And you're kind of saying, oh no, you know what, she always wants me when, I just want to just come here, and I just really just want to do my music, and I just kind of like, I want a bit of peace and quiet. And then when I'm really trying to say, look, I just want a bit of time on my own, is normally when no, this is when I really want to add pressure towards my Scorpio rising side, right? But pretty much like, no, I don't, I really want to see you tonight, but I've seen you for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. All of those cycles, I want a day on my own. I want to do a man thing, right? I just want a spa day, or do whatever it is I want to do, all in this chaotic energy here, right? So all of this has been explained to all of my friends at this, say, gymnasium type place, right? So here. So this is where I'm manifesting what ends up being later here. And you'll get this right at the end, okay? So during these times, during the manifesting program here of what I was in and the state of mind, was obviously a lot of stuff that I didn't want, right? Is that I basically just wanted leaving alone. If you followed my channel for a while, you'll probably have seen me where I was saying, fuck people, man, everybody, blah, 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 and people are always this, and so on and so forth, right? Obviously going through a lot of things behind the camera within an ex-relationship, and things really not working out that I thought they were going to, and then a lot of breaking up, splitting up, me telling everybody, okay, I'm back with my girlfriend, okay, no, we're not back with my girlfriend. Oh, sorry, Steve, I thought you was, you're obviously not. Well, we was for like 2 days, but then we broke up again, and then, okay, now we are back together. I didn't know you were back together again. Right, trust me, it was like that, right? Excuse me, I bit my tongue, but it was like that, right? And that's the way it is. So here, I was telling all of my friends and so on and so forth, what was split up again and all that kind of thing. So here is when I was actually manifesting the future. So skip forward to slight past, slight energies of the future. So when I come to the realization that my relationship was completely over and there was no reconciliation because it had just gone above and beyond being just pointless, just absolutely pointless, keep going through it. And it actually takes someone to actually say, you know what, this really is finished and this really is done. I can't take this anymore. Danny Glover, I can't take anymore. You know what, it's just burning me down. Everywhere do I go, do I have a conflict with an energy that is 5, a life path 5, a Sagittarian, or a Taurus energy. That was also in this soul group, as well as 2 or 3 people. One was Sagittarian energy, one was also Taurian energy. It wasn't like relationship, it was just like a dynamic that started to happen of what I was noticing spiritually. Okay. So that's the trouble if you're a life path 7. You'll always have a problem with a 5, constantly, all the time. Okay, but don't worry about it. But during that time, I'm thinking, you know what? I've split up with my girlfriend. That's not going to work out. And to be quite honest with you, I can't really afford to keep... I'm getting really tired. I'm getting really frustrated. I've got so much work on and work to do. I'm actually really not as enjoying it as much as what I were here. And I wasn't actually getting like... The kind of like, there were so many people there that I'm always kind of like one of these people in life, as I'm a Piscean, kind of like pushed into the corner slightly, feeling, and just kind of like, man, I'm only really kind of coming here, but I'm just not really feeling it, you know, so on and so forth. So I end up starting thinking, I can't do this anymore. It's a long way for me to go. By the time I get home, it's like Harbour State, 9 o'clock at night. I've got 2 or 3 videos to put out for all of you guys. And then I've also got my tea to cook, dinner, tea, food, right? I've got my food to cook. I've got all of this stuff to do. At the end of the night, I'm going to be absolutely knackered. If I do that 3 or 4 nights a week at this place, the mileage and the price and the everything else started to really clock up, where I was thinking, I can't do this anymore. I'm really not so happy here. I'm going to have to vacate and go somewhere else. Okay, so in the middle part of a manifestation, I split up with my ex, left the gym that was over here, okay, and then realised that I'm now basically got what I wanted, which is the fact that I had some peace and quiet. I didn't have to concentrate on travelling. My time started to be more efficient, where I was working more, obviously earning a little bit more money, putting some effort and some time into YouTube and so on and so forth, okay, and then starting to gather what I thought the future of what I probably want in the future, but forgetting the fact that when you start manifesting is back here. So during that cycle of say 3 or 4 months, maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 month period, you forget of what it is that you wanted here. So all of this time here, I was saying to myself that I didn't want certain things. I wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to be hounded down by my ex, constantly going through this drama triangle of life path 7 and 5 adding to 3. I really didn't want to go through this anymore. I pretty much had enough. I wanted to be left alone. Okay, so Steve, what you're manifesting is that you want to be single and on your own. You don't want friends. You don't want a relationship. You don't want your ex. But we have to take out the energy of the projection of what you manifest, of what you're basically saying in your head, of what you put out. Because that's what ends up coming back later. Here. Here, right? So, I can't do this anymore. I really don't want to be going to the gym. I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's too much, blah, blah, blah. I actually want to be and have some time on my own, right? I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. It's really getting on my nerves. It's weighing me down, all of this in and out, breaking up, getting back together. 18 on the clock, so you could be dealing with a Virgo. Okay. But like, it wasn't that energy. But like, you know, I can't take all of this. I don't want it. I want to be left alone. I'm going to go here and actually contemplate my life of what I want in the future, but forgetting these steps of here, of what is now, actually now. So, skip forward to now from the past 2 or 3 months ago. Now, I've left the gym. I actually, about a week ago roughly, decided to actually take a step of joining the gym. So, synchronicities started happening. I started realising that I really needed to lose some weight. Things started to show up on my YouTube of... it was actually, when you watch YouTube, you know you get adverts on, say, here. I get adverts also on when I watch things. So an advert came up on one of a reading or whatever it is that I was watching at the time, something musical. And an advert came up, and it was this guy that was telling you about how to get ripped and everything else, and, you know, just going through like one of these videos that you can't really skip, and telling you about all of this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, you know, that's quite interesting. So I'm actually going to look up this person's on their channel. I can't remember what it is, but I'm actually subscribed to his channel. And when I found his channel, it was actually saying a lot about where it was to do with, like, you know, about weight and everything else, and that you don't need to do cardio and you don't need to do what I was doing here, which was 2 nights a week was cycling and spin class, and then another one was something else to do with a few weights and stuff. But it was more cycling and spin cycles. spin, right? So I'm looking at this guy and he's saying to me, through the synchronicity of me finding the video, is that it doesn't matter, because when you do cardio, basically you just lose a few calories and then basically you just put it on later on. So really what you want to do is build muscle, because muscle is also a very good cardio workout as well as building muscle. So you turn your fat and your man boobage to muscle instead of looking at cardio. So this is coming up and I'm thinking, you know what, that actually really makes sense. So what I need is basically the gym that is so much easier for me. At this gym here, 2 minutes to get there. They have got so many machines around weightlifting and like irons that you just pull and stuff like that, that's going to be really good for me. Okay, that's going to be also very cheaper, and it's also, I don't have to travel. I'm going to be able to do everything that I wanted with my work. Great idea, Steve. You've got an epiphany. Leave here. Here now decided, Synchronicities, join here. Okay, so when I get here, which was, say, about 4 days ago, and started joining the gym, I started really enjoying it. But within the last couple of days, or about 3 or 4 days, I've actually made plans with my sister, bless her. She won't be watching this, but she's kind of my sister, my best friend. We've known each other since we were born. So we were classed as soulmate sisters, basically. Okay, so I haven't seen her in ages, and a lot of you may have noticed that I said, there's going to be a date that is going to be made by me and my sister, and we're going to go out, we're going to have a coffee, we're going to sit at Ely Cathedral, we're going to watch the river go by and ducks and so on and so forth, and have a really nice, relaxing, refreshing day. Okay, so 5, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, right? So the 5 of Swords that's being carried by the 7. Okay, so lo and behold, that was supposed to be today. Lo and behold, did I get a message from that person of my sister saying, "You're right, bruv. Oh, I'm really sorry, but I'm in Timbuktu, right? I'm in somewhere else, right? And I'm not going to be able to make it. And I'm really sorry. We are going to be able to do this, but we really can't do it today." Well, during this time of period here of manifestation, I started to kind of rush all through my work and get my work done so I could have today off, right? So basically, everything that I was saying here that I wanted to be left alone, I am now alone. But now I don't want to be alone. Lo and behold, so the date is cancelled. It's going to happen, but another day throughout the week. Okay. Lo and behold, as I have now gone from this gym to this gym, all of the people, my sister, her sister-in-law, her daughter, my sister's daughter, and everything else, they have now all decided to join this gym here. Do you get me? Is anybody kind of catching on to the actual manifestation? Right. So all of what I didn't want and wasn't getting and thinking, it's really not working out. There's really kind of like no friends so much here, blah, blah, blah. Is a lot for me to take. So I kind of think I'll be on my own. I left before it happened. Before it manifested, I have now manifested what happened, but I ran from it before it happened. Do you see? Does anybody get me? So during those times of me actually manifesting wanting to be left alone, that is what I got now. But now I have it, I don't want it. Because what you forget when you're in these times here, you basically go through everything that you don't want. Okay. And then when it takes like 2 to 3 months to get there, you forget of what it is that you actually really wanted. Is to basically be left alone, that you don't want to go through this karma anymore, and that you kind of want to really focus on your money and your work, and you basically just want to isolate and be left alone. Right? But then when you actually get it, you actually don't want it. So what we look at is basically within our soul is something of a child. Right? Is that when we get toys and we get things, we don't want things. Because we don't know what they are when they get here. It's a surprise. It's about really living in the present tense. So in order to be able to do this as a fresh start, you need to be fresh. you need to be fresh off the press of being single, being alone, so you don't also walk into other circumstances of the same. Because sometimes you have to also think what it was that you were in when you were here. Because if you were in a breakup, make-up situation of hate and going on about, oh God, all women are the same, all men are the same, they never really want me, they're always probably either talking to their ex or with someone else, they've got more baggage than Sainsbury's, I just can't ever seem to get through to this person, and you argue, and then you see each other, and you talk now and again, and then you don't. All of those things are what you are presently manifesting in the future after about 3 months. Okay? Which is here. Which is my cycle. I am giving you my life cycle here. Okay? So, all of these things that when you're with a person, because, you know, the aspect of growing spiritually is pretty much how you do that. Because all of you guys out there, whenever any of you that are on a spiritual journey of twin flame or journey have actually been in a very great successful relationship that's worked out the way you wanted it. I believe that we are all designated to basically be alone. Okay, just grasp me for a second, right? Because normally when one door closes, another door opens of opportunity for us to go towards it. Okay, so when that door closes, you've basically run into another person at the same time when their door's closed. And everybody is trying to close doors on the past and say, yep, my past is over. I am completely and utterly finished with my ex. I am single and I am available, ready to mingle, baby. But what I haven't told you is everything that was going on with me during the manifestation program of my 4-month cycle, or 3 or 5 months. So, because it may be, well, I've told you about it, but what you're going to get is what you didn't want. Do you see? Because you can look at it, I haven't got the same cards, I've got different decks, but if you look at these cards here, the Seven of Swords, the Tower, and the Chariot, if you looked at those as another aspect of these being 7 here, of the same ones, okay, what you basically do is the person that you bump into and meet in the future has basically doing exactly the same thing through how they have manifested things through their cycle. Okay, so all through what they didn't want is all what you've been through of what you don't want. And that is why you can go around in a trine cycle of 3, because you both end up meeting each other and end up destroying the relationship of what it is that you didn't want about each other, because you don't know each other. Right? Because you bump into energy. Okay, you don't bump into the person, you bump into the lesson, because we are on a spiritual journey. Okay, so this is why you will find, guaranteed, majority of people that are tarot card readers or spiritual people on a journey of spirituality will more than likely be single. They would have gone through crap loads of stuff. Okay, so the person here that don't want to be bothered by their ex, to be burdened and stressed down by their marriage and relationship of a destructional path of children, bills, so on and so forth, the stress, the strain of life, the wanting to get away, wanting to be on my own. Okay, I want to meet somebody that is going to commit to me and not run out on me, but is actually going to be with me. But when you're going through that already, you're manifesting someone else that will run out on you. Right? It's obvious, right? Is that when somebody is running for their life from an ex or children or anything of the same aspect, and is still obviously involved in karma, because everybody has that, when they do, everybody wonders why the future of what it is that they meet end up doing exactly the same thing. Okay, they try to avoid me. What is it that they're doing that I can't see? What do I not know that whilst this starts to happen, why did that happen? Well, that's what you wanted. That's no, bruv. That is not what I wanted, Tyrone. That is not what I wanted. Well, it is. Because during this time is what you was telling us that you wanted. But you can't have everything that you want, little one. I can't afford it, right? You're going to have to wait till Christmas to open your present, right? So you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait for that cycle to come true. But I guarantee you that when you get that Xbox, young man, that isn't going to be good enough, and you're going to want another game, and then a different game, and then another one, and then another one, and then when you've got that, you probably want a bicycle, right? You probably want a Ford Fiesta, right? When you get older, you're probably going to want that, but you're going to have to work for it, right? So when we look at ourselves within these circumstances in life, that when we try to actually manifest, that person has also been going through that with their children, with their kids, with their parents, and manifesting how difficult life really is the fact that, oh, just man, I need a break from these children. I need a break from my ex while they keep bothering me. I need a break from my husband or wife that I don't want to be with anyway, but I'm going to have to at least make a plan to get away from them. Thought process. How do I get away from the person? Meet the new person. How do I get away from the new person? 31:13 on the clock. So 4 and 4, Scorpio probably, or Aries, or Leo, Aquarian. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. But do y'all get me? Do you see what I'm saying about manifesting? Is that you have to realise that what it is that you manifest, you have to think, okay, fresh, clean start of my head being fully intact with what I want in my film clip of my head. Okay, so obviously everybody has watched billions and billions of different ways of explaining things, okay, about film clips that are made within your head, okay. But what I say is basically that when you start to manifest and you are fresh, you are single, I will take an instant of like me now at the gym. Okay. So when I say go on the treadmill, and I'm on the treadmill and I think, okay, I really need to do so many calories, blah, 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 but I've done a load of weightlifting, but I'm on the treadmill. So I've got my earphones in. So what do? Well, I do. I kind of have my earphones in, but what I say to myself is, and this is just me saying it, no affirmation, I am strong. I am ripped, basically. I am full of energy. I am strong. I am fit. I am healthy. I am available. And I am healthy. I am fit. I am strong. I am muscular. I have confidence. I am confidence. Okay. I have confidence. Well, no. I am. But you basically all want to be around I am. But when you practice this, you'll start coming up with more energies of I am. Okay, because you have to believe that you are. Because don't forget that when you get here, you're going to have that. Okay, so your film clip pretty much have to tell spirit of what it is that you already are. Because the R basically is something that you believe you already have that will come towards you. Okay, because when you're telling yourself like, I am confident, I am like good looking, I am handsome, I am funny, I am, healthy, I am rich, I am abundant, I am all of the I ams. You're going to meet later on someone that is healthy, someone that is confident, someone that is rich, someone that is worthy, but you have to know what it is that you are. So when I'm working out, instead of trying to actually manifest a person into my life, thinking, you know what, I want the perfect wife. Okay, so well, even though I've told everybody not to get married, but like I want the perfect girlfriend. Okay, and I want somebody that's going to be very loyal, blah blah blah, and it's going to be just like me. Okay, if that's what you want, my advice of how I do it is to focus on the thing that is real. So for instance, at the gym, okay, I am strong, I am energetic, I am healthy, I am fit, I am determined, I am strong, I am independent. Okay. When you do those, you will meet strong, independent people in your life. Because an energy of a person to manifest a person in your life, it can come through as a thing, right? So the gym being a thing is going to manifest that energy of me networking through people. Because anybody that you meet in life, say if it's a relationship or a friend of a friend is another friend of a person that you can meet. Okay, so spirit will eventually give you all of these things, because manifesting from feeling that you attach to, see, when we're spiritual, we always go through these very weird things to actually talk about to the majority of you out there that are women, but you know me, I don't really give a shit. But like, you know, when you're on spiritual connections, you have these very strange sexual feelings and very strange sexual desire, with also like spirit and connection of another through your mind. Okay, so we manifest through our desire of what it is that you can sit back and fantasize about, right? So a very strange, weird sexual connection with the feeling of the manifestation is what has to take place, because that feeling is what brings that forth even quicker. Okay, even quicker, because you have to add feelings of belief towards your manifestation of film clip. Okay, so you have to have like a spiritual sexual connection with the person that you are yourself. Okay, because you're going to manifest this in the future. Okay, because the feelings added to, because this is obviously very difficult because things are not here yet, and you can't get impatient because it's going to take 4 to 5 months probably for it to get here. Okay, and then normally when it gets here, through those 3 or 4 months, say, you're getting very fed up and tired and thinking, oh man, this gym really isn't what I wanted, because I was expecting to meet a friend. I was expecting to meet a girl there. I was expecting to get like ripped, and I was expecting to get muscly and everything else and fit. But then the distraction in life is the fact that now this is actually all happening over here, but I'm now over here. So, what's going on over here then? We're kind of trying to tempt you to come over here. Yeah, but I've been there in the past. Yeah, but now we're here. This is what you wanted, right? You're over here. Temptation. So temptation is like, yeah, well, we're all going over here. This is really good over here. You should really come over here. But if I really think about it, well, hold on. I've actually just started to manifest things into my life here, independently on my own, of trying to find myself, of trying to realise who I really am, that I can do these things on my own, because that is what I wanted when I was here. I was actually manifesting that I wanted to be alone and I wanted to be on my own. So I can't really sway my manifestation of worrying now that I'm on my own, because that is really what I wanted, even though I don't want that. You know, do you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not losing you there, but you know what it is that you don't want in these circumstances when you're going through the fight and the flight and the very difficult argument energies. When you get that, you have to be satisfied with realizing, okay, so 3 or 4 months ago I was saying I wanted to be left alone and I wanted to be on my own, and now I am. If I don't want that, that makes me very ungrateful for now them giving me what I want. So I have to go back to the drawing board here and back to the boring board of realizing, okay, I'm on my own. Okay, I am on my own, but I actually now realize through my cycle of life, if I was to quickly go back over to here and run towards it, it's basically probably not what I was expecting anyway. So I would pretty much give up the 46 pound of gym where I am at now, where I would give up on the weeks of 1 week of manifestation of what I started to get fit, go over to here, but when I get here, is it really going to be what I want and what I think is going to happen if I just end up giving up and thinking, you know what, it seems more fun over here, I'm just going to go and do that and give up. Right. So when you look at that process of life, you could start to really think, you know what, that would be me giving up on myself, that would be me giving up on the gym, that would probably lead me to relapse. I could really start eating. Everything comes into control during these manifestations because you have so much that you can manifest. You see, today when I got let down, it's not her fault, but when I got let down, the first instant in my head was, oh man, I really wanted to do that. And I thought, ah, fuck it. And what I would normally do, I would normally go and get to the shop and I would go and buy myself like a double sandwich, a packet of crisps, and then if I was to do that, I would think, well, fuck it. If I've eaten that, I might as well buy myself some ice cream or like some tea, which would be fattening stuff, and then just think, oh, fuck the whole day, I'm just going to have the day off. It didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, and bollocks to life. Right? Give up. Right? No. Because spirit can throw these at you all over, because what you have to realise is that what you didn't want is what you got. Okay, is what you got. So perseverance of strength to realise that all these things like wait and giving up, don't give up. Okay, don't give up. So there is, what's the name that I was bringing up in the music there where I was saying Tori Amos, right? I think it was Tori Amos that sang that, right? Was it? Or was it the other one that sounds a lot like her? But don't give up. But Tori Amos was more Cornflake Girl and stuff like, right? But yeah, don't give up. Running up that hill, running up that hole. So do you get what I'm saying? Do you get me? So you have to realise, so take myself for instance. Okay, Steve, so we are here, present now, realising that what it is that you wanted back then, you have actually now got. You wanted to be left alone, you are. You are on your own, single, starting over a fresh cycle in your life of manifestation. Don't give up before it comes to you. Okay? Don't give up. Sorry, I'm giving myself a reading here, people. But don't give up before it comes to you. Okay? Because if that's what you truly want, you have to realise that that is what I want and not be unsatisfied with it when it gets here. And do not leave before it gets here, because that is normally what people do when they manifest. They actually leave before it happens. And that is why the majority of you go through so many drama triangles in life, because you've left or they've left before it gets here, because they have loads of other things going on in their life that's baggage. Okay, so when you're starting over fresh, ground zero from here, you have to start to think, okay, I'm on my own, brilliant. I'm on my own, I'm starting over fresh on my own, okay? Which means I've got what I wanted on my own. So I have to learn to be on my own, but then start to think now of what I am. What I am. Not I am alone, I am fed up, I am bored, I am on my own, I don't have a love life, I don't have this, I don't have that. No, because that's what you're going to end up getting. I got ditched, I got dumped, someone told me that they can't make it. I can't go over that, because if you are, that's a lesson. Okay? So brush it off, okay? Get on with your work, okay? So the manifestation is through where you do a load of I ams, okay? I am healthy, I am fit, I am educated. Whatever it is that you want to do, it really doesn't matter, and you don't have to even really listen to anything that is on YouTube that keeps telling you that I am. You basically just want to say everything, because you need to start to believe it. Because when I was on that treadmill, I went for a lot longer than what I normally was, because I was strong, I was independent, I was healthy, I was rich, I was abundant, I was enjoying it, I was full of energy, I am full of energy, I am rich, I am abundant, I am healthy, I am rich, I am abundant, I am healthy, I am rich, I am strong. Okay, so that is pretty much what you're going to end up getting later on in life. Let's just hope that I don't get someone that comes along and go, "You're right there, big boy." Right? But y'all could meet a friend, and the friend of a friend would know a friend. You see, you would network then. You see, because what you're also needing to know is that you can meet friends. And when you can meet friends, what do you get? You get a life then, and you're kind of like, man, I actually have a reason to come here even more now, because what wasn't here is now really starting to pick up here. Whoa, I can't believe that is so great over here. We actually now want to come to you. Well, lo and behold, I nearly left this circumstance after a week of buckling at the knees and giving up, because I was independent, codependent, right? Or what I did I realised that, you know what, if I get tempted away from here, I'm coming here. When I could actually end up making a very good different circle and group of people in my life over here. What's going on over here, Steve? Wow, bruv, a new car for starters, Tyrone, right? A new shiny motor that you could meet in the future could be a Cancerian, right? But like, you know, a house, a home, a stable energy, okay, that knows oneself to not leave before it happens. Do never leave your manifestation before it happens. But I'm talking to the people that are single, because if you're in this circumstance, then you'll need to leave, because you'll need to start to see what it is that you're manifesting in the future, because you'll need to give yourself some time to realise, okay, I don't want to meet anyone in the future that's going to do exactly the same to me of what I've been really thinking behind the scenes. This bastard keeps like interfering with my kids and my children, and they keep not paying me any money. They don't pay me any attention. All of these people that keep coming out the woodwork and start blah, 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 blah. Lo and behold, the most amount of drama I ever get that stops me manifesting is actually my job, is because I channel your stories. So if you think about how I'm manifesting, all day long what I'm thinking about is the energy that I feel, which is you guys when I do the 12 signs. So it can be very difficult for a psychic, a psychic to manifest anything stable in one's life, because the most amount of process that goes through my head being a psychic is all of the very strange, confusing energies that you guys could be feeling being an intuitive. Okay, so it makes it very much more difficult for me to manifest things in my life that are not very aggressive and very kind of, you know, right, is because I'm channeling your story. So I'm thinking about that daily, okay? But I have a job to do. That is the part and parcel of being spiritual. That's why Spirit always says to me, well, you have a greater job, Steve. You have a greater purpose in life. You are probably not designed here maybe to be in a fully committed, successful, happy-go-lucky relationship. What you are designed for, though, is something that comes with a price. Anything comes with a price. Definitely anything that is esoteric or even known as, say, magic, right? But whatever that be, it comes with a price. It does. Right. So, for me, for instance, the stuff, you know, I've had loads of flack over the time of like sage and like crystals and stuff. I don't use it. I don't actually believe in it. You know, it just doesn't work for me. It's just that I'm not one of these altar people. Like, I'm not all about the shrine and the altar, and I actually believe that is kind of like, you know, if you're doing practicing stuff, you're kind of like, you know, do what you like. But me, I don't, you know, I just have a fucking deck of cards in my head. Just give me that and I'm fine, bro. If I'm a travelling roadshow, me, just give me a deck of cards and I can take my work fucking anywhere. Right? Well, and this iPad. But, do you know what I'm saying? So, you have to realise very quickly, because we're just about to end now, before you guys that are getting very impatient and you need to go off and watch your other tarot card readings. But like, you know, what you need to think of is what you're thinking of, is where you are now. Because if you are in these circumstances very quickly, like I said here, then you need to start to think, okay, let's step back a minute. Let's actually think where I am now. What is it that I've been thinking over the last 3 months? Okay, if your energy is about thinking about getting out, then you need to start getting out, to start over your life, to get energies to come towards you. Now, I can go on a little bit longer. Oh, shit. Okay, so the majority of you obviously out there have children and so on and so forth, and you're kind of wondering, you know what is it that I do in order to leave my husband and the person that I really don't want to be with, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. And I can't leave because I have children and I just can't leave. So I have to stay here for many years of this never working out, actually teaching the child what it's like to be in a relationship with him or her over there that treats me so bad. That's okay, son. That's okay, daughter. I can show you the way that this goes in relationships. No. It takes a leader and strength to be able to get someone to follow you after a certain period of time through you manifesting. Okay. Because children, definitely within my experience of knowing, teaching for many years and actually seeing this happen at first hand, is that children learn the best lessons when being able to be learned themselves. When you can leave them to their own devices to find out, they find out much quicker what it is like for them when you are not involved, when they can take that lesson on themselves. Okay, so what that takes is great perseverance for you to leave, for them to follow, for you to get it back. Because majority of you, you're just in such controlled narcissistic energies of exes that just manipulate you to stay because of the children, and they don't support you financially or physically, that you basically end up just giving up all of your life anyway, because you think, well, fuck it, what's the point? What's the point? Because I can't just leave my child behind with this narc. But they're there anyway. They're there anyway. It takes a stable person for a stable person to come towards a stable person. Because you can give up the rest of your life and still be in the same circumstance and think, you know what, fuck this Tyrone, bro. I'm soon going to start letting Steve know that I've done all of these things, that I've started to do it. I'm not just a manifestation of bollocks. I'm a manifester of reality where I'm going to do that. Because I have. Because I am doing it. And if what you am doing at the moment is fuck all, then what are you going to get in 4 months? Fuck all. Because you are in the circumstance of somebody in life that is controlling you to manifest the future of the same. Okay, you come full circle. You do exactly as the same. And a lot of people, why they're so brainwashed, is because that they watch tarot card readings for an outcome of stuff with no action. And I've said it for fucking years, even on my last channel. Never wait for change, you create change. Right? Action changes time, action changes things. Without action, you don't have anything. Action, go to the gym, right? Action, stay there. Action, Jackson, let's get going. Huh! Move that ass, fat boy. Okay, so I will. I am fit, I am strong, I am independent, I am rich, I am abundant, I am loved, I am worthy, I am strong, I am. Okay, bam, yes you are. Okay, yes I can. Right, so you go for all of this here. Okay, and then eventually you don't give up, because then it comes towards you. Okay, new comes towards you, not shit comes towards you. Okay, so in order for doors to start opening and closing, you all have to start thinking everywhere that you are now, and start now, day one. My day ones, okay, people that have been with me from day one. From day one, okay, start now. Don't start tomorrow, don't start the next day, don't start the day after that. Start right now. Right now, in the present tense, right now where you are. Start to sit back after this video and you think, fuck it, you know what? Bollocks. Right? Where am I now? Where do I want to be in the future? Okay, so if I am here now, I've got to get out of that and sort my life out. Start to be able to think logically about my life of where I want to be. Okay? I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Bam! Right? In comes Batman. Okay? But if you're kind of like, oh no, I'm sort of like waiting for my twin flame to float back after finishing with their karmic. No, you are the karmic. You need to get over your karmic selves there. Okay? So no, I need to wait for the karmic because it's never happened. Of course it isn't. It's because it's telling you that it isn't going to. Okay, manifesting from a space of delusion is much worse for a metaphysical connection than what it can be within a physical as well. Okay, because you can go through so much desire that through that you'll be in a third party, because you'll have that much hatred, because they don't want me, because they don't like the way I look, because I look different than what they look, because I don't feel the way they feel, and they're with someone else and I can't stand that other person and that bitch that's with my man or woman, and I can't stand it. They don't like me, they don't want me, they do want me, then they don't want me. What are you manifesting in the future? I don't want you, I don't like you, I don't want you, I don't like you, I don't like the way you look, I don't like the way you act, I don't like the way you speak, I don't like you. That's what you're thinking. That is what a karmic energy is making you think. So what is Spirit getting you to do? This is not a great circumstance for what you really want, because I can fucking assure you, metaphysical lot, that when you get it, that ain't going to be what you want. No, because don't forget, you're attracting what you're thinking. You're thinking what you don't want during those times. You're thinking so much about what happened in the past and living out of that past tense that you can't start to do anything, instead you start to live in the present. The present tense is the future, because the present tense is what you believe you already have. You already are. You already am. I am this already. Okay? So when you're looking metaphysically at, well, what am I? Well, they make me feel shit. They don't like me because I'm not attractive enough. They don't like me because of this. They don't like me because of that. They don't want me because of this. Of course they don't, because that's what you're attracting. You're spiritual. You're not Joe Bloggs that lives down the street. You have to start to realise there are two segregations of life. Spiritual people and normal people. Normal people are in relationships. Spiritual people are fucked. Spiritual people are fucked. Because we're going through karmic lessons. That's what you attract, is a spiritual person of a karmic lesson. We're on a spiritual journey. Okay, people will always say that spiritual people are up and above all of the rest of all of you normal weird fucking folk. God no. God no. Because when you meet other connections of spiritual people, your energy is going to do that. It's going to do that. Okay, because if you're all manifesting from shit, you're just going to get a Reggie Watts. You're going to end up meeting people that have got children and kids and fucking karmics and karmic exes and God knows what else. So, you know, for any of you out there, you have to realise, if I want to meet someone in the future, I have to sort out my shit. I have to sort out my own shit to not bring shit towards shit, because y'all just going to get shit. You know what I mean? Right? Sort out your affairs. Sort out your shit. If you can do that, and then you can start to manifest the future of what you have already, you end up having a better outcome in 3 or 4 to 5 months. Right? Because you're not sitting there, oh, my ex, they're never going to leave me alone. They're always going to be tracking me down with the children. They're always going to be fucking persecuting me. They're always going to be on my back. They're never going to come back. If you keep thinking they're never going to come back, and they never are, they never fucking are. It's probably because there's something better out there for you. For a lot of you, there's something better. Right? It's because what you truly want inside is something better. Okay? You do. You deserve better. You want something better, right? So you have to start believing that you are something better than the person. Just don't hate them and blame them. Just start thinking about yourself, of who you are already. What you already have. Okay? So there's, well, I don't know, part 1. I could go on forever. But yeah, I hope you guys are all okay over there and safe. But that's kind of like my rendition of giving you my actual life story of what it is that happens, and then how you can have a momentary lapse of reason and realising, no, I'm not going to give up, I'm going to persevere of where I am, thank you. I am quite happy being myself, okay, because don't give up before it turns up. Because I've found myself running from so many circumstances and wondering, why the fuck is it that I'm always alone, and does this always happen to me? It's what you wanted, Steve. It's what you did. Don't live in regret. Don't wait for change. Create change. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, more readings coming up very soon. If you've just found this channel, check out the channel. There's plenty of readings all over the place. If you're a Piscean, then I wouldn't watch that, because I would absolutely go crazy over all of that stuff. Feeling the energy. Okay, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.